Hi, my name's Tanya from Cocoa Beach, Florida. My question is, how do you get creative about your down payments and using other avenues instead of the traditional ways?
Okay, thank you, Tanya. Well, I think, honestly, traditional ways there. If you want to ask what a person who makes a down payment on a rental property or any kind of investment, a traditional way is that you just have cash in the bank. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the traditional way, right? Would you all agree with me? You have money in savings and you use it. So that's the traditional way. You save up and you have enough money, 20, 25, 30, 30. For us, like our rental properties at Morris Invest, the minimum down payment is about $35,000, $40,000 for one of our new construction properties. So if you save up that amount of money in cash, then you make that payment, then down payment, and then financing the rest. Well, what's a more creative way of doing that? Well, obviously using your own cash is one way, but borrowing money, leveraging other money that you may already be sitting on. So one really creative way would be the home you live in, right? What does a home equity line of credit look like for you, for the home that you live in? Obviously, we saw record increase in home values over 2021. And as Brandon wrote in his email, he's got a number of closings already coming up and sky's the limit for 2022. So maybe pull out some equity in the house that you currently live in, Tanya. Maybe you're sitting on $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in equity that a bank is going to give you a home equity line of credit. Great. Take that home equity line of credit and use that towards a down payment on a rental property. Again, other people's money, people. Remember, use other people's money. Use the bank's money. Look, these banks, are propped up and bailed out by the Federal Reserve while Americans get screwed in this system. But the big banks, right, they're too big to fail. And so the Federal Reserve can continue to pump billions of dollars to these guys to make sure that they're liquid, make sure that they can continue to lend money. Take advantage of that then, right? If they spend $120 billion making sure that these banks can lend money out to people, then take advantage of that, right? Why should the big banks be the only ones reaping the rewards of this? You should be able to take advantage of this as well as an investor. So I would say, first of all, one creative way is to tap into the equity in your own home. Now, maybe you have a rental property. Maybe you could also tap into the equity of that property. Another thing to do is to look at private money. Who around you is willing to invest in a property with you as a partnership? We have a partnership program at Morris Invests where maybe you don't have all of the capital up front, but maybe you have a friend or a relative that wants to form an LLC together as maybe a silent partner. And they receive 25% of the rent profits, you receive 75%, whatever the structure is, or 50-50, they've put up the down payment amount. You figure it out among your friends, right? That's a creative way to do it. Another way is to leverage hard money lenders. So we've mentioned people like DLP or Direct Lending Partners. That's a company I've used in the past where they've been able to set up $1 million line of credit for us for investing in different rental properties. Again, using hard money lenders, private money lenders, relatives. Also, another really creative way is to tap into your retirement accounts. Now, I know that this is like a taboo subject, right? Because you've been force-fed and lied to by the mainstream media and by these big banks. Well, if you have a 401k plan, that's your money. That's not the bank's money. That's not Fidelity's money. That's your money, by the way. Okay, so it's sitting there doing nothing right now. And you could tap into that. You could pull that money out of the 401k. You could do a withdrawal. You could even or borrow against it. The very first few rental properties I ever bought, I did with my 401k. I borrowed from my 401k, not withdrew. I borrowed from it. I took $50,000 out, which was the maximum that I was allowed to take out from Fidelity at the time. And I was able to take that $50,000 very simply, by the way. I think the website was like my401k.com was Fidelity's 401k, portal. And I went in and clicked on borrow. It was like 3 clicks, no joke. And they transferred $50,000 to my personal bank account like the next day. And I used that to buy my first few rental properties. So that's a creative way. And then you pay it back through your payroll. And you can set the payback time, whether it's 1 year, 2 years, et cetera. And you pay it back out of your payroll check back into your 401k. That's a creative way to do it. Or maybe you've got an IRA that's sitting there doing nothing. Our team specializes in self-directed IRAs. So maybe you've got an old IRA or an old 401k from another company that you left many years ago that's just sitting there collecting dust. That's another creative way. Move that money over into a self-directed IRA. Our team can help you do that in about 10 minutes. So again, and you can use that money to invest in a property. You can use that as a down payment with financing the rest inside of a self-directed IRA. See, my brain is moving on this January 3rd. I've got a lot of ideas about this. So don't let mainstream media or propaganda from these big banks tell you that you can't be creative and do it. I've done it all. I've done every one of the things I just talked about. Self-directed IRA, hard money, borrowing from my 401k. I mean, that's how I was able to buy so many rental properties over so many years and build a multi-million-dollar portfolio. That's how I was able to do it, by being creative. So Tanya, thank you for thinking outside the box. Again, if any of those things are of interest to you, we have a bunch of programs at Morris Invest that can help you sort of unlock those hidden ideas. So book a call with our team. Just go to morrisinvest.com, click on the book a call tab. It's totally free. You have nothing to lose. We'll jump on the phone with you for 30 minutes and help you kind of chart a path forward for you in the future of 2022. If you would like to jump into real estate investing and you are ready to take that plunge, book a call with our team. It's totally free. We'll walk you through what it looks like. We'll help you navigate your financial future, and we'll kind of help you build a roadmap over the year for you. You might not be able to invest yet. That's okay, because maybe 2 years from now, we'll be able to start helping you. And, better now to start laying that groundwork. Again, go to morrisinvest.com and click on the microphone button there so you can leave us a 30-second voicemail question, anything that's on your mind about real estate investing, and we will attempt to answer it here on the show. So let's make this 2022 just a killer year, guys. Let's rock it. No excuses. Put one foot in front of the other, and let's take action. Become a real estate investor. I believe it's the number one way to build wealth. We'll see you next time, everyone.